Welcome to AI Simplified. Today, we are taking on the absolute most confusing buzzwords in tech right now to understand exactly how artificial intelligence is evolving right before our eyes. Look, if you've been hearing terms like generative AI, AI agents, and agentic AI thrown around interchangeably, and let's be honest, we all have, and you found yourself kind of wondering what the actual difference is, well, you are in the exact right place. This explainer is going to clear the whole shebang up for you. So, here is the big question that is truly driving the future of technology. What happens when AI stops just talking and actually starts doing? I mean, for the last few years, we've all been amazed by AI that can, chat with us, write essays, or generate some wild images. But AI is making a massive leap right now. It's shifting from just passively answering our prompts on a screen to taking independent actions out there in the real world. And that is a huge deal. All right, so here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to use a kind of rule of three evolutionary framework. First up, decoding the AI buzzwords. Then, number 2, generative AI, the creator. 3, AI agents, the doers. 4, agentic AI, the orchestrator. And finally, number 5, which AI fits your needs. Let's dive in. Okay, section 1, decoding the AI buzzwords and the evolution of AI. Before we start looking at specific technologies, we really need to understand the underlying metric that actually separates them. And that metric? It's agency. In the AI world, agency is basically defined as the capacity of a system to act independently, perceive its environment, and make decisions to hit its goals, all without a human holding its hand every single step of the way. So what we are really looking at today is an evolution of agency. We're going to trace 3 distinct evolutionary steps, starting from an AI that has zero agency and relies 100% on you, all the way to an AI that manages entire complex ecosystems totally on its own. So that brings us to our first stage of evolution, section 2, generative AI, the creator, which produces new content. All right, generative AI. This refers to models that create net new content. We're talking text, images, software code, by learning statistical patterns from just massive data sets. You already know these, right? ChatGPT, Claude, Midjourney. Now, they are incredibly capable, but they are entirely reactive. Think of Gen AI like a brilliant assistant sitting at a desk, but they have absolutely no internet connection and no phone. Sure, they possess a vast amount of knowledge in their head from whatever they've read in the past, but they just sit there, waiting for your instructions. They literally cannot take action in the outside world. Let's use a real-world anchor example to see exactly how this plays out. Imagine you type in the prompt, "What's the price of an Emirates flight from New York to Delhi tomorrow?" A pure generative AI model is probably going to hit you with something like, "I don't know the latest price." Why? Well, because Gen AI is stateless and it's isolated. It doesn't have real-time access to the outside world or live APIs. I mean, sure, it can write you a beautiful, flawless 10-page travel itinerary for Delhi based on its training data, but fetch current flight prices? No way. It just can't do anything outside its little chat window. So, how do we solve that? Simple. We give the AI some hands. Welcome to section 3, AI agents, the doers, executing goal-driven tasks. If generative AI is just the brain, an AI agent is the brain plus the ability to interact with digital tools. These are autonomous software entities designed to achieve a predefined goal, but within very specific boundaries. Unlike Gen AI, which basically just spits out text for you to act upon, AI agents actually execute the tasks themselves. They use external tools to go out and fetch live data, process invoices, or interact with a database. They aren't just generating content anymore, they are taking proactive steps out there in the digital world. You see, AI agents break free from that basic prompt and response model through a continuous feedback cycle. We call this the agentic loop. It goes like this. First, it perceives its environment. Maybe it's reading an API or checking a database. Second, it reasons about what that data actually means using a language model. Third, it plans out its next logical step. And fourth, it acts, maybe by clicking a button, sending an email, or pulling down more data. And then here's the magic. It loops right back around to perceive the result of that action. It is a continuous running cycle of execution. Going back to our flight example, if you give an AI agent the prompt, "Find the cheapest flight to Delhi tomorrow," it doesn't just guess based on old training data. The agent physically connects to an external flight API, like a Make My Trip or an Expedia. It perceives that live data, filters the results according to your predefined rule, in this case, cheapest price, and acts by returning the actual real-time cheapest option to you. Boom, it achieved a specific task by interacting directly with a live external tool. But what if your goal is way more complicated than just a single task? Well, that requires our final evolutionary leap. Section 4, Agentic AI, the orchestrator, managing end-to-end workflows. Now, this is where the terminology gets a little tricky for a lot of folks, so listen closely. An AI agent is a single piece of software doing a single job. Agentic AI, that is a whole architectural paradigm. It's an entire ecosystem where multiple specialized AI agents are combined into a coordinated, goal-driven workflow. So agentic AI isn't just one agent. It is the orchestration layer. It determines which agents to use, how to sequence their actions, and how to adapt when things change, all with minimal human oversight. Honestly, it's like the manager running the entire department. So the absolutely crucial point here is understanding what gives this orchestrator its power. Agentic AI relies on 4 core pillars. Number 1, persistent memory. It actually remembers past interactions and maintains context across long time frames. Number 2, multi-step planning. You can give it a massive goal, and it'll break it down into a dozen sequential subtasks. Number 3, dynamic tool use. It doesn't just use one API, it accesses whole ecosystems of tools dynamically, whatever it needs in the moment. And number 4, multi-agent coordination. It delegates tasks to specialized subagents, say one for research, one for booking, another for communication, and it even resolves conflicts between them. Let's wrap up our flight example to see this ultimate level of agency in action. You type, book a 7-day sunny trip to Delhi under $1,600. An agentic AI system gets this complex goal and immediately breaks it down. It orchestrates one agent to dynamically check your passport and visa validity. It sends another agent to ping the AccuWeather API to guarantee you get a sunny 7-day window. It coordinates with a financial agent to monitor live pricing so the total stays under that $1,600 mark. And get this, if the weather looks bad on day 3, the system dynamically replans, finds a new week, and autonomously executes the entire booking on your behalf. Literally, that is agentic AI. All right, so now that we understand this evolution, from creator to doer to orchestrator, let's move to section 5, which AI fits your needs and choosing the right AI. Because let's be real, in the business world, choosing the wrong level of agency, that is a very costly mistake. This master comparison table really cements the differences. Functionally, Gen AI generates content. AI agents execute specific tasks, and agentic AI orchestrates entire workflows. When we look at autonomy, Gen AI is low. It's purely reactive to your prompts. AI agents sit at medium, operating within bounded rules. Agentic AI is high, totally adapting to new situations independently. And finally, tool access. Gen AI has virtually none, or it's very limited. AI agents connect to specific predetermined APIs. But agentic AI, it leverages dynamic tool ecosystems, calling upon whatever software it needs to just solve the problem at hand. But, and this is a big but, with higher autonomy comes a critical shift in how we manage risk and governance. With generative AI, your primary concern is informational risk. Things like AI hallucinations, or it giving you a slightly inaccurate summary of a PDF. But as you move into agentic AI, you are facing operational risk because agentic AI is taking actions on live systems. It can literally spend your money, send emails to your clients, or alter live databases. An unintended action can have serious real-world consequences. This means if you're deploying agentic AI, you absolutely require strict tool access controls, detailed logging, and human-in-the-loop thresholds to approve any major decisions before they are executed. So to wrap it all up, if you remember just one thing from this entire explainer, let it be this quote: Gen AI creates, agents execute, agentic AI orchestrates. Understanding this evolution is absolutely the key to unlocking the true potential of artificial intelligence in your workflows. We are moving from AI that just talks to AI that actually does the work. So the real question you have to ask yourself isn't just how you'll talk to AI tomorrow, but what part of your job will you trust it to do completely on its own? Like, subscribe and press the bell button if you like the video.